Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon to all our 12th Monarchs out there in Monarch Nation, coming off a disappointing and humbling loss at home to Florida Atlantic. The keys to this game were quite evident as to what I saw during the game. The video confirmed it yesterday and today. It was all about the turnovers on offense, having 4 turnovers and then poor tackling in this game. The good news, it's all things that can be corrected and that we will work to correct starting today. Defensively, 39 missed tackles. That's the most missed tackles we've ever had in a football game. And that was a combination of technique, a combination of scheme by the coaches we need to get better at, and a couple of very good running backs. Florida Atlantic's got 2 of the top 7 running backs in the league in yardage, and we've got to give those guys some credit also. But the bottom line is we need to coach better and work on that, and we'll work on that starting tomorrow at practice. Offensively, it was, the 4 turnovers, the 4 interceptions. They were situations that could have been avoided, missed throws by the quarterback. One time he's waiting on the receiver to break. He's about to get hit in the teeth on a blitz and throws the ball, and it goes right by the receiver to the defensive back. Another time our receiver gets a hand on the ball, tips it in the air, intercepted. So there are definitely things that can be corrected. Our quarterback's trying to do the right thing. He's trying to put the ball in the right place. And even still with those 4 turnovers, we have 75 plays, we have 411 yards, we have 28 points. Jeremy Cox has a career high 202 yards rushing. So we need to do a better job as coaches, putting our offense, and especially our quarterback, putting him in better situations so he can make better decisions. This week's opponent, Marshall, is 4-1. They look like the Marshall team that we were used to seeing in the past. They're playing really good football right now. They're leading the league in defense. They're being smart with the football on offense. They're going for 25 points, 373 yards. They have a veteran quarterback, Chase Litton, who's played some really good football in this league. So we know it's going to be a great challenge. We need to have a really good week of practice, which we will, and get ourselves back on the winning track this week at Marshall. And I will gladly take questions.
Bobby, there's a lot of intangibles in football, and emotion being one of them, I guess. Something like missed tackles, does that get contagious? Is it kind of spread through the team? You need someone to kind of make a play to get the guys energized?
Yeah, that can happen. And I was actually talking with Coach Nagy and our defensive staff, and they felt like when it started in the first quarter, that a lot of guys were really getting anxious. They wanted to make that big play, as opposed to just sticking with the technique, keeping your eyes up, bringing your feet. And then it's also a combination of the running backs, because those running backs were dynamic. They were speed guys. They were shifty guys. They were working spin moves. They were doing a lot of different things. So I give them credit also. But yeah, that can certainly get contagious, and it did Saturday night.
Bobby, you said on Wake Up with Wilder that you were going to talk with your leadership council today. How did that go? What was their feedback, and what was your message to them?
Their feedback was they want practice to be, they want guys to be more accountable in practice, meaning they want guys to work harder, to practice harder. They want to make the drills even more competitive, which I appreciate. I really respect them saying that. It's a fine line when you've got the number of injuries we do, of how long you go and how hard and competitive you make it. But they want to do more that's competitive with accountable. So tomorrow we're going to do goal line and short yardage. That'll be full speed live tackle drills. There'll be more of those type of drills that they want to have. So they're on the right track. And I reminded them, Harry, that we were in a similar situation in 2014 where we'd lost a few games in a row. We actually lost 5 games in a row in 2014. And then we righted the ship and won our last 3 games and actually got bowl eligible in a season where we weren't allowed to go. So the point I was making to them is that, you don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. You don't all of a sudden get away from everything you've ever believed in and what's made you successful. And when I made the comment after the game that football is a really humbling game, I knew what was coming. I knew there's a tendency for people to, particularly from the outside, the players get it a lot more than I do. People questioning questioning them and questioning what they're doing and questioning their teammates, and just remind them we have a successful formula here that works for us. And it was really good to hear them say this morning they don't want to change what we're doing. They just want it to be more competitive. They want to get guys being more competitive in practice, and they want to improve on tackling. Well, you got to do more tackling to improve on it. And, you know, we don't want to turn the ball over as much. Well, you got to be in competitive situations so you can do a better job of protecting the ball. So that's what we're going to do. Any other questions for Coach? All right, thank you all for coming. Have a great week. Have a great one, 12th Monarchs.